The simple point of these scriptures, as the church has assembled them together here this morning, is that we are called to serve one another as Jesus served us. That's a tall order. When you hear those words in the first reading, describing the serving of Jesus as being crushed in infirmity and affliction, as becoming a servant to all, a slave to others. Sometimes it's helpful for us to kind of work the language of the scriptures, not to water it down, not to dilute it in any way, but to make it more accessible in the hope that we might be able to see a way to live what these very strong words are asking of us. So let's take a look at what it might mean for us to become a servant for others, even a slave to all. And to do that in terms we can grasp and live up to. There's a quick, easy answer to this question, and it's the 3 T's. We serve by sharing our time, our talents, and our treasure. Time is one of the most precious of our commodities. Sharing and giving away our time to others is an important way to serve our neighbor. We all have gifts and talents. Some are more obvious and attention-giving. Some are very quiet. But whatever my gift, whatever my talent, whatever I have been given, whatever you've been given, it has been given to us to be shared with others. Treasure. Treasure is an especially relative category. A $1 offering from one person might actually be more generous than a $100 offering from someone else. Again, whatever treasure I have, it's been given to me to be shared with those who have less. But you've heard all those 3 before, I'm sure. So I want to suggest to you 10 other ways we might be of service to each other. Did he say 10 other ways? Yes, he did. But be not afraid. They're going to be brief. Bullet points. 1, I can serve others simply by paying attention to them. By paying attention to their lives, their circumstances, their pain, their burdens, their joys, their problems, their fears, their delights. So I might ask myself, who at home, at work, at school, who around me needs me to pay them more attention? 2, I can serve others with my affection, with a warm word, a word of praise, a word of support, a hand on the shoulder, a hug, my gentle presence, a firm handshake, any kind gesture. So I might ask myself, who at home, at work, and at school, who around me needs a greater share of my affection? 3, I can serve others with my compassion, with my reaching out to someone in trouble, my just showing up in someone's time of need or loss, or with my silence, with my silent presence. That might be the most compassionate gift I have to offer. So I might ask myself, who at home, at work, and at school, who around me is in need of my compassion? 4, I can serve others by including them, by inviting someone who's often forgotten, by including someone who's often, even usually, intentionally left out, by reaching out and drawing in someone who's afraid to approach the group. So I might ask myself, who at home, at work, at school, who around me is waiting to find, to have, to enjoy a place in my life, in my circle? 5, I can serve others with my patience, with my willingness to wait without complaint, with my calmness in matching the slower pace someone else sets, with my perseverance in helping those who stumble and make mistakes often, over and over again. So I might ask myself, who at home, at work, at school, who around me would benefit from a more patient response from myself? 6, I can serve others with my forgiveness, with my not holding others to standards higher than I set for myself, with my letting go my grudges and resentments, with my pardoning without punishing. So I might ask myself, who at home, at work, at school, who around me might I set free simply by forgiving them? 7, I can serve others with my generosity, with my freely giving even before I'm asked, with my quietly giving behind the scenes, with my finding quiet ways to assist those whose resources are not as great as my own, with my giving until I myself feel the pinch. So I might ask myself, who at home, at work, at school, who around me has wants and needs my generosity might answer and supply? 8, I can serve others with my understanding, with my taking time to really listen, with letting go my prejudice and bias, with my opening up to other points of view. So I might ask myself, who at home, at work, at school, who around me needs a more understanding response from me? 9, I can serve others with my truth, with my speaking honestly when a lie would be so much easier, with my speaking accurately when I'm tempted to exaggerate, with my speaking face to face and not behind someone's back. So I might ask myself, who at home, at work, at school, who around me deserves a more honest, accurate, personal response? 10. So it wasn't that bad, was it? I can serve others with my prayer, by praying for others, and letting them know I prayed for them, and by inviting others to join me in prayer. So I might ask myself, who at home, at work, at school, who around me needs my prayers, needs to know I pray for them, needs to be invited to join me in prayer? 10 simple ways for all of us to serve one another as followers of Jesus who served us. I doubt that in serving others in any of those 10 ways, I doubt that we will end up finding ourselves afflicted and crushed in infirmity. Nor will we find that we've become slaves to everyone. In fact, serving other people in just those 10 ways is likely to bring each of us joy. The joy of giving of ourselves in love for others. The greatest service Jesus offered us was the gift of his life on the cross. He continues to offer us that same gift here at this table, this altar. He continues to give us himself in the bread and cup of the Eucharist. He nourishes and strengthens us to serve one another. as the Lord has served us with his attention and affection, his compassion and inclusion, his patience and forgiveness, his generosity and understanding, his truth and his prayer, as Jesus has served us. So let us serve one another at home, at work, at school, and all around us.